Hans Wormhat. This is going to be a video just talking about different slides that I have, and we'll start with this. It's a current event. Samoa had a measles outbreak, and in my opinion, the measles is a good one to see if you just remember the way that it used to be. And I'm not that old. I'm barely over 30, and I remember that measles didn't used to be a big deal. It wasn't something that my generation had to deal with, but I remember just knowing that measles wasn't a huge deal, and probably just from my parents or maybe hearing my grandparents talk about it. Measles used to be a thing that everybody lived through and nobody was afraid of it. It was like their generation chickenpox. And uh yeah, I don't know. Did they get chickenpox too? It's kind of weird because have you guys heard about nowadays they vaccinate against chickenpox, but it's not like they don't. There's some new disease that kind of takes the place of chickenpox. It's just you can tell that vaccines they don't work, right? How is that any better? Oh, so now children don't get chickenpox; they get this like cousin of chickenpox that basically does the same thing, and it makes no sense. I had chickenpox; it was fine, and they'll just tell you arguments. Well, some people have compromised immune systems and they'll die if they get these diseases and they can't get the vaccine. They just are going to come up with some dumb argument. Well, if you're immunocompromised, then you need to go live in a plastic bubble. It's not everybody else's problem. Why does your immunodeficiency all of a sudden become everybody else's responsibility? It doesn't. It's your own responsibility. Vaccines, vaca, cow, talk about herd immunity. Just look at how biased. I mean, this is something that they teach you in school. Recognizing a bias. Let's read this article and recognize if there's a bias or not. Where some parents shun life-saving vaccines, so they add the word life-saving in front of vaccines. So they're clearly not being partial. They already are coming from the position that that's these vaccines are life-saving, and the parents are shunning them. And then look, they put words in people's mouth because of long discredited, and here they're saying, there's no discussion, it's been discredited, long discredited theories suggesting links between the vaccine and autism. Parents are allowed to have any complaint about vaccines. They see how they shoehorn everybody into this one thing and they just say, oh, this has been debunked. All anti-vaxxers are worried about autism only, and that's been debunked. That's just what they're saying. And of course, they talk about the globe. We don't live on a ball, spinning ball. A vaccine drive pushed immunization rates towards 95%. They have it at the point that if the government tells everybody, come get your shots, 95% of people are going to go get it. And surely this is going to be a part of end times. When Jesus comes back in the clouds and they pretend that it's aliens, Project Bluebeam is probably all about them being able to fake an alien invasion. I don't know if do you guys remember when there was the weird launch in Southern California and it had a crazy thing in the sky? The the alleged launch was like spinning and flinging stuff out. It was like they were practicing to see what crazy stuff they can put up in our sky. Anyways, rambling as this is. Moving on to something else. This was a Reddit thread talking about how schools have all this money to throw at like iPads and laptops for the students. And I worked in education, and it's really pathetic. They pay the teachers next to nothing, at least the teachers that do the bulk of the work. And the higher up you go, so I'm talking about higher education. It's like the old Free Martin and Strats that have been doing this for a long, long time. They don't even teach any classes anymore. Their jobs, if they have anything, it's just like going to meetings and stuff, and they get paid like $100,000 a year for doing nothing, and they hold on to their jobs forever. And they pay the lower teachers nothing. In this Reddit thread, there were people talking about how, oh, my sister teaches at an elementary school and she has to pay to print out stuff at the elementary school. It's so bad. And I guess the point of this is, yeah, the cronies at the top get paid a lot of money. The people at the bottom get paid nothing and they get abused and hounded all the time. If you're a good teacher, everybody is just standing in your way, stopping you from being a good teacher. And the schools really fight against good teachers. And of course, now Common Core, CC 33, they're just, it's really hard to be a teacher today because somebody can walk into your classroom and say, oh, you should be teaching this thing right this second. There's just no creativity to it anymore. It's just so dead. I can't believe anyone sends their children to public school, and it's only getting worse. Well, I guess what the point is, money. So there's some good teachers out there, but the whole system is built against them, and money doesn't go to those people, the people that are good teachers. It goes to lazy people at the top that don't do anything, and things like this, iPads for everybody, smart boards in every classroom. Have you ever used a smart board? They're garbage. They barely work at all. They're just not good. A chalkboard is better than this stuff, but there's hundreds and hundreds of smart boards in every classroom. You could get rid of the smart boards and pay the teachers a reasonable salary, but no. Smart boards get money. Demolishing old buildings and building brand new buildings gets a lot of money. It's a business. It really is a business. We have to pay the library to print. No chemicals in chemistry class. How many times did you actually get to do something fun in school? Like, I took a lot of AP classes, not all AP classes like you could, but I took the higher level classes and I got to dissect something maybe twice, 3 times. I got to play with chemicals maybe twice. Out of 12 years of education, that's it. It's such a waste. You can do this stuff yourself. You can buy dissection kits online, and there's really no reason to send your children to public school. And you can do all this stuff yourself and better. Very, very rare. Think of your whole education, maybe 1 or 2 teachers that you're like, yeah, that was an amazing teacher, really taught me a lot of stuff. Other than that, it's just a waste of time. So, and today with the internet, you can find experts online for free, YouTube, teaching you things. I'm gonna read this because I just thought this was funny. This is just how the world is, how Earth works today. It's all about appearances, keeping up appearances. I go to a private programming and IT specialized school. So this is what rich people go to. This is what rich Baffo families send their children to, these specialized schools where it's like nothing like being sent to a public school. They're getting all sorts of one-on-one. They're learning how to program, building robots, and all of this. They have tons of money that actually gets spent on the students. Instead of having a ton of smart boards and all the huge classrooms, no, it's just the money actually gets spent on the students. They get to do cool engineering projects, and yeah, that's like, think of rich inverted families on the East Coast. Those are the type of schools that they get sent to. If they're even going to school, one of their brothers or sisters probably lives in a different country doing some strange sport. That's how they live. They don't waste their time with the same BS that low-level people have to get put through. That's actually something that I don't have any comments, screenshots, or anything, but that's something that people notice. Really high up people, it's like they're gone all the time from school. They go to Europe for a week just in the middle of class it's because they know it's a bunch of BS, and a lot of them probably can just get paid. They can probably just pay somebody to get their grades anyways at the end, so it doesn't matter. They don't live life the same way as just an asleep pleb would. Okay, keep going. I know this is outside the school policies, but every teacher hates it. Oh, okay, so basically, I'll just summarize this. The school, this fancy schmancy school, has these paid for laptops, but the teacher knows that the laptops suck, and this is a rich school anyway, so he knows all the kids, all the Baffo children have their own laptops that are better. But when the principal walks by, they all get out their laptops and put on their smiley faces to give the illusion that everything's okay. And this is just how the education system works. People, so much wasted money. Closets and whole floors that are just crammed full of junk. And the reason it's there is because they had a $50,000 grant that had to be spent on electronics. And so now they have $50,000 worth of junk sitting in a closet somewhere. A lot of schools can remote view your assigned laptop, just so you know. It's crazy, so disgusting. Probably a lot of them, think of just all it takes is one PETA in the IT department to start snooping around all these school laptops with cams on them. Schools renting it out. It's crazy how schools get money from people. High school assigned me depression, but they're gonna grow up, have children, and send them to school anyways. I bet these people had to like rent them from the school. Typing this on my school laptop that they forced you to buy from them for $2,000. Looked up the price of it, and it's about $800. The teachers get scolded if they use more than 30 sheets of paper. They can't get basic needs for students, but they all have these 13-inch MacBooks. It's all a scam. Okay, moving on to something completely different. Look at this chubby Free Martin. I just thought this was hilarious. Pretty good. Uh, this is like a cheap cosplay. But look how soft. Who's soft and feminine? Look at the ear positioning too. High ear positioning. Low ear positioning. Angled back. Masculine. Who has the chiseled jaw? Who has the soft? Who's feminine? One of these is feminine, and it's not the thing on the right. Men of Reddit, how do you deal with the fact that after college you basically just work until you die? This was great. This is probably one of my favorite things that I've found over the past few days. Today I learned that the first American Civil War reenactment took place during the Civil War, as veterans recreated battles to teach about the war and to honor fallen comrades. What do you know? This just fits right in with their MO. I've talked about this before, about how they'll have fake elements during the story to tell you that it's fake. During the Civil War, they were already having reenactments because the Civil War itself was just one giant enactment. Nobody died. It was a Masonic play. They just moved across the country and became new people, or their whole family's Masons, so they know it's a big hoax, so they just become new people. Oh, now you're cousin Johnny. Okay, you're just fake papers. They're Masons. They have control of all the documents and the papers. It's just papers. Doesn't prove anything. But when I saw this, if you guys have seen a lot of my videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where it's a gorilla story, and they have an obvious fake gorilla suit in the story with gorillas, but the whole thing is that gorillas are all fake. Just because there's a fake gorilla suit doesn't make the other one a real one. And just exactly the same thing with this. A reenactment taking place during the big event. So they have this little mini fake aspect. So I just loved this when I saw this. Different topic, but a good topic. Not something that I see people talk about a lot. Yeah, panhandlers are mostly hoax. They probably have a house. And I mean, unless they really, really look like and smell like they live outside, I wouldn't believe it. There's a lot of these people around where I live. They go to the same spots and have some sign. I've been reading more stuff about this, though. This seems like an up and coming thing of people calling out their BS. I recently saw a post of somebody saying that they went up to one of these people and they offered him a job. They said, I'll pay you $15 an hour to come do yard work. And the guy got pissed. He was like, leave me alone. I'm not, get out of here. It's because they don't want to work. That is good money, just panhandling. It's crazy how much money they can make. Yeah, $300 or $400 per day, easy. If they have a really good spot, they can make a lot. Most panhandlers are not homeless, except maybe in California where everyone is homeless. But most panhandlers you see in intersection with signs, those are professional panhandlers doing it for a living. And in some cases, making a better living than you or I, tax free. Their drifter clothing and backpack are costumes. Yep. This is true. I know panhandlers in New York City. They tell their wives they're going to work, change their clothes, and panhandle. If you have a good spot in New York City, you're worth about $50 an hour. Check out these. This was just something I saw, and yeah, the inverts are nothing new. Look at the strange padding. Really bad, strange padding going on in the clothes. But this inversion thing is nothing new. Very leggy on the right. Look at those leggy proportions. No neck. On the right, widow's peak. On the right, that's a dude. Oop. I was just looking at this. One of the things that is still kind of interesting to me about the actors are the dual role. There's not enough people that talk about all the dual roles that get played, and also duality roles. I don't have any pictures here, but I'll just go back for a second. The David Hogg. I don't hear enough people talk about this one. David Hogg, the person that's screeching about gun control or whatever, is the same person as Adam. I think their name's Adam Lanza, the shooter, the alleged shooter for Sandy Hook. I think it was that hoax. But little things like this that are just really obvious. People can look at it. Obama is the same person as Osama. And just especially the duality ones like that, where Obama is Osama, terrorist, and then somebody that people hail as being this great person. The Adam Lanza one again, they have an actor play a school shooter, Adam Lanza, and then they also have this person be a gun right activist. They play David Hogg. I was just thinking about this. I don't know if it is one of them, but I was wondering if Jamie Heineman was the same as this character. They have the same voice. I think this is a really good example of an FTM because the persona is so macho. They get played up as being so macho, but look at how doughy they are. They have jowls. They have no neck. They have no Adam's apple. You just have to relearn what men and women look like. Their eyebrows are right on top of their eyes. The eyes aren't set back. Sodomy eye bags. The ears are placed up high. Really, really thin lips. Just FTM. Reminds me of this one, rosy red cheeks. But I also picked this picture because this is a hand sign that gets shown a lot. And you'll see people in your day-to-day life. If you go back through photo albums, if you go through a bunch of people's Facebook, if you still have Facebook for whatever reason, this hand sign on the left over here, it's like an eye. I think that they're showing that they're watching. Like, hey, I'm a watcher. I'm looking. Anyways, that's why I had these. Look how just girly, the neck. Men have structured necks, large larynx, Adam's apple, that's low. And when you see rolls and flabbiness on a neck and not a chiseled jawline, just doughy, round face, high attached ears, no eyebrows, it's a female. Just a random topic. The idea of getting ready and how inverts spend so much of their time getting ready. We got this quote here. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Like, what does that mean? On a really superficial meaning, it makes me think of the way that the inverts act, that their whole life is an act, and they won't even, these people, they have to get ready every day for like hours before they can do anything. And it's like they'd rather die than leave the house without any makeup on. Some of these people. And to them, that's getting ready. You always got to be ready. Your house always has to look like it's out of a magazine. And that's just vanity, superficial. What does getting ready really mean? It means that you've asked for repentance for everything, all the bad things that you've done in your life, that you're trying to follow Jesus Christ, number one, as the number one thing in your life, and that you're trying to abandon all your earthly things. And, to the best of your ability, trying your best. But getting ready, staying ready every day. Is today the day that Jesus is going to be here? I don't know. Talking about the truth, trying to do good works. Anybody that comes and shames you for saying that doing good works is, oh, you can only be saved by faith. That's fine. That's okay, but you still need to do good works. Let's do good works. Let's talk about the truth. Being ready isn't just a passive thing. You're always looking for the next thing, always trying to better yourself. And yeah, it's not a superficial thing. This is some fake animal stuff. What do you know? Another 99 million. We just had a 99 million thing. They don't round it up to 100. No. These scientists are so good with their numbers that they can narrow it down to the 99 every time. Do you remember the old dino thing that was 99? Here we have a fake bird in amber with a mystifying toe. Had a really long toe. Super toe remain a mystery and a source of scientific delight, like duping delight. I love that new discoveries still reveal animals so outside our expectations, says O'Connor. They're a Connor. Oh, it's a Connor. Our imaginations are so limited compared to the bizarre forms natural selection can produce. And that's a bunch of BS because, of course, this is just somebody's imagination. So this is just a lie. Our imaginations are so limited. Oh, nobody could possibly imagine a bird with a big toe like somebody could imagine painting it in Photoshop. Of course they could. It's sad that my family is the only one in this theater here in the Philippines. Seems like we're the only biggest fans of Star Wars in our small city. I just think it's funny that the movies are dead. There's barely anyone that goes and watches movies anymore. The only people that watch movies, it's like a small group of people that go and see a ton of movies, but mostly people just don't go to the movies anymore. I think it's great. Oh, here's just another current event. So they claim this person allegedly got sent to jail for a long time for burning a pride flag, I think. But it's just a BS story. And probably to discourage people from doing this type of behavior. And it kind of gives people an out like, oh, heck yeah, that guy's awesome. I think that they do stories like this just so that something interesting can happen, because real life is boring. Stuff like this doesn't happen in real life. They just decide that they want to make something exciting. So somebody plays a character and their fake character gets sentenced to jail, but they just never actually get put in jail ever. Like that person doesn't actually go to jail. They were just an actor playing a part for 15 minutes, and that was the end of it. Non-disclosure agreements, a lot of those are probably just for these types of psyops. Okay, you get to play this character, and part of your non-disclosure is you can never say that you're playing that character. Dangerous curves, gentlemen's club. Here we got the 666 hand sign. Yeah, your news is fake. Martinez said he had no regrets about the incident. Free Martin. Martinez, they're Free Martins. No regrets. Martinez gave an incoherent interview to KCCI. Guilty of the charges. Yeah, it's just a psyop. The fuzzy origins of the giant panda, because it's a fake animal. Do you get it? The fuzzy origins. If you go and look at ancient Chinese art, there's no such thing as giant pandas in ancient Chinese art. It's a current hoax, or a modern hoax, and they're just fursuits. This was in the news, just supposedly big news. Whenever a quote-unquote female does something for the first time, it's big news. But look, it's a dude. A dart player. The alleged first female dart player or something to win a championship, but that's a dude. Little dudes and big ladies. Little lads, large laddies. Yeah, that's a big girl on the right and a little dude on the left. This was just from a video. You want to know what real men look like? This is a man. That long neck, the large trachea, low Adam's apple, low ears, just the jaw. They've had a witchy chin implant, but that's a man. And you'll be hard pressed to see somebody presenting as a male that looks like this. Almost everybody outside that has this skeleton structure, they present as a female. It's just because real men are incredibly rare today. They mostly live as a woman. But that's a dude. Art hoax. You can just see that the net is a different color than this. And I just liked that it's a sculpture called Disillusion. And there's a bunch of illusions going on here. The ball earth over here. And it looking like a marble is obviously an illusion. You can't chisel a net like that out of marble. But I think it's just one of those obvious suspension of disbelief. This whole earth runs off of suspension of disbelief. If it looks good enough, they're going to sell it to you as whatever they can. And it's all about suspending your disbelief. I don't know why, but this just reminds me of, there's a fake tourist trap called Ruby Falls where they take you down in a cave and there's this majestic waterfall type thing, but it's a fake waterfall. They pump water up there. This whole earth is about getting you to suspend your disbelief and all about illusions. These really realistic marble sculptures, they probably have some sort of casting system. They're probably just casts. And this probably has a real net underneath it, and it just has been dipped in different things to get it to harden up, and then different coatings on it. I don't know. But that's the type of thing that artists are all about. Artists have these secrets to make it easy. They have a lot of secrets that make their things, and then they tell you a story about how, oh, I chiseled this for 5,000 years, but it turns out to just be a casting. Anyways. Now we're going to start talking about 33 until the end of the video. You'll see 33 mentioned all over the place where it's not like they'll count to 33 half the time. Like 33-step beauty transformation. Does it really take 33 steps? Like, was that necessary? Why 33? It's because it's just something that they're obsessed with in masonry. And notice the black and white motifs. And this drag queen in particular, Trixie Mattel, one of their catchphrases that they say all the time is that, oh, I'm a biological woman. But it's a drag queen. But that's kind of the joke, is that they're an FTM. A woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman. So to look at 33 stuff, I wanted to just look at some fads. Because fads are a big tranny land thing. How does certain stuff get picked up to be super famous and other stuff just gets ignored? Oh, first, this was a Reddit 33 thing that I saw today. I took this 33-hour exposure of the Horsehead Nebula from my backyard. Totally real, guys. No Photoshop. Yeah, 33-hour exposure. What do you think of that? How do you manage to take a 33-hour exposure without having any interruption? Well, you're a bullshitter. Oak woke. They think that they're woke. They're just a liar, scammer. Fads. Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi's 33 in Chaldean. Pikachu is 33. Beanie Babies is 33 in Chaldean. I guess Mood Ring is 33 in Chaldean. Barbie doll is 44 in Pythagorean, and Barbie dolls with an S is 33 in Chaldean. Or sorry, 44 in Pythagorean. Candy Crush, that viral phone game that for some reason people are into. 44 and 33. Koosh Ball, do you guys remember those? Koosh Ball, it's 33 in Chaldean, the singular Koosh Ball. Koosh Balls with an S is 33 in Pythagorean. So a lot of you probably know some of these things, that's fine. But this is just good if you want to have a list, try to wake up normie friends. It's good things to have. The World Trade Center was up for 33 years exactly. What do you know? One of the reasons they might like this 33 idea, we have 33 vertebrae in the human spine. Look at this. 33 and a third. Dusty in Memphis. Orange. So don't forget about the orange connection. Orange is the only color that's 33. So much orange. It's just as obvious as the 33. They talk in hand signs, colors, numbers, gematria. There's the band 311. You know why 311? Well, because 3 times 11 is 33. Rolling Rock beer has a random 33 on it. Club 33 Disney. We got the Masonic tiles. NASA has a app called Sector 33. What do you think? When someone's a Mason or someone is at least illuminated to this orange 33 stuff, just imagine what their life is like, how different it is when they get run into all this stuff for the first time. When somebody tells them, oh, the NASA logo is a serpent's tongue, and then they go look, oh yeah, it is. Oh, look at this NASA app, Sector 33. Oh, what do you know? What do you think it's like when they run into this stuff for the first time? What do you think it's like for somebody when they're learning Hebrew and they learn what Nasha means in Hebrew? It means to deceive. Just what do you think about that for all the people in Israel? Anybody that grows up with Hebrew as their language, they know that Nasha means to deceive. They have to know that it's a bunch of BS. Sector 33, it's a bunch of BS. The Virginia Tech shootings, there were 33 dead. It's BS. They grow up in a totally different system where they know that all this stuff is BS. Remember that mining accident? Look, they have a 2-tower idea here. It's the 2 pillars of Freemasonry. The smiling, duping delight. 33 trapped miners. Look, NASA gets involved, and it starts to be a joke. It's like a joke. Oh, NASA's getting involved. It's a big joke. And the punchline is Orange 33. Michigan lottery minted 33 new millionaires in 2019, including 7 from mid-Michigan. The joke is the lottery is fake and gay, and you're dumb if you don't think that. That's the joke. They're actors. Nobody really makes this money. This is why they always come up with the stories of how people win the lottery and then they lose it all. It's because it was just an acting gig. Here, let me just lay it out for you. You're just some Mason, and you're approached with, hey, you're gonna win the lottery, quote unquote win the lottery, but your story is going to be that you blow it all on cars and gambling and blah 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 blah. You get to do 3 TV specials about it, and you get $15,000 for it, and you sign a non-disclosure where you'll never tell people that you didn't actually win the lottery, and that's it. That's how it works. 33 players are leaving 2019 at least 1 million richer. Yeah, right. So the way I got these is I just searched for 33 in the news, and you'll just see it comes up way too often. It's not natural. Your news is just completely made up. It's a giant waste of time. It's just one of those things where if you're not looking for it, you're not going to see it. Here's an analogy I just came up with earlier today. What if every single time that somebody drew a cartoon clock, they had to put the time of being like 3:45? How long would it take you to notice that? If every single cartoon clock ever drawn had to be 3:45? There might be some people that would never notice that. They would just go, what if you never looked at cartoons? If cartoons just weren't your thing? Would you ever notice that all of the clocks were 3:45? Okay, now what if not all the clocks were 3:45, but it was like just half of the clocks, like half of the cartoon clocks were 3:45? How many people would just notice it out of nowhere if nobody pointed it out? Oh, by the way, did you know that cartoon clocks are always at 3:45? That's how the Orange 33 thing works. It's not every single time, but it's often enough that if people point it out, it becomes obvious. French forces kill 33 Islamic extremists in Mali. It's just a fake story. Legion of Christ says 33 of its priests sexually abused minors. To me, this just reads cover up. This stuff is true, but when they just throw a number 33 out here like this, it's like a fake news thing. I guess they're admitting, they're being open about their abuse, but to me, it's just like a cover up. Oh, 33, but they'll never tell you their names, and nobody actually goes to jail. They're just appeasing people by saying, "Oh, we caught 33 sexual abusers. Don't worry about it, guys." Here's just random stuff. Owen Need returning to Stage 33. Why is there a place called Stage 33? Because they know about this masonry stuff. Why aren't there all these? Why isn't there no Club 15, Stage 15? I I was just driving around and there was another. It was like Lodge 33, some restaurant in some town. I don't know if that's exactly what it was called, but you just start to see it everywhere. Joseph Emmanuel Daniels the third, 33, ambulance driver, courier, coach, and mentor, dies. I think a lot of the deaths at 33, there's a lot of strange deaths that happen at 33. They're probably illuminations and they get to become a new person. And you know how many celebrities come out of nowhere and they just have a fake backstory? A lot of people, they can just become a new person. It's part of masonry. They love to invent themselves. And yeah, they'll, even, and it comes in with this tranny thing, with the transgender thing. When you call a transgender by their old name, they say that you're like dead naming them. Their old person is dead and they become a new person. It really does link into this transgender thing. But look over here, the upside down 5-pointed star to the right at the temple of this person. And in the picture, the larger picture, they have this Freemasonic black and white checkerboard. So it's probably a hoax. I'm just going to flip through. There were so many 33 things. The 33 most outlandish lines from Donald Trump's news conference. Why 33? Why didn't you pick a nice round number like 30? Why'd you do 33? To celebrate, here are 33 favorite moments. Did this person turn 33? I don't know. To me, maybe I should have checked. If this person is turning 33, I guess it makes sense to pick like 33 favorite moments. Otherwise, it makes no sense. British man eats world record 33 Brussels sprouts in 1 minute a week ago. All of these things are very recent. 33 New Year's Instagram captions for 2020. Why that many? Why such an awkward amount? Why is this news? 2 weekends left before 33-year-old Christmas tradition ends. Why is it ending after 33 years? Maybe they planned from the beginning for it to end after 33 years, just like the Twin Towers. In 33 years or so, well, why didn't you say like 30? In 30 years or so, why 33 or so? It's either 33, that's like a very specific number. So why 33 or so? Okay, it's because they're making a nod to masonry, just the system, the beast system. New Jersey company recalls cut fruit products after 33 sickened. I don't know, were 33 really sickened, or is this just the way that they get the news out there? Maybe they just tested, maybe the test results came back and they were like, oh, the E. coli levels were a little bit high, so we need to call a recall. And so they come out with this fake story, 33 sick. Maybe nobody actually got sick, but the levels were a little too high, and this is the story they run with. I don't know. That's an idea. Islamist rebels kill 33. Oh, okay. Developer aims to build 33-story apartment building. This all is very recent, all of these news. 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Business First lists 33 professions. Lists. Why would a list be 33? Why not 30? A really round number. 30. No, they got to go to 33. Strasbourg held contract record for 33 hours before Cole broke it. Why are people sitting here counting the hours? Why don't they just say like less than 2 days or like a day and a half or no, 33? When you learn about the 33 thing though, it should just make your life a little bit nicer. You shouldn't be so spooked about everything. A lot of spook stories are fake. I talked about the Virginia Tech already, 33. It's fake. John Wayne Gacy murdered at least 33 teenage boys. That's fake. It's a fake story. It's masonry. They come up with fake spook stories. And that doesn't mean that boys don't get raped, and that doesn't mean that murder doesn't happen, but it certainly doesn't happen at the rates that they want you to think. And it doesn't just happen to random people. It's, human trafficking type stuff. A fire, this is very recent, I guess. A fire at Kyoto, well, not very, but this year. Kyoto Animation killed 33 people. A fire. I don't remember hearing about that. And here I'm just showing an inconsistency. This top one said 34 people killed, and all the other ones were saying 33. So some soccer stampede disaster, 33 died. No, it's just a hoax story. These are hoax stories. Typhoon in Japan leaves up to 33 dead, 19 missing. You know, the good news is, so I guess there's good and bad. What do you start to believe? What's real? What's fake? Are people really missing in this typhoon? Did they just come up with a number 33? Is it just a, you know, sometimes you will get a 33 and it won't just be Masonic coding. But it just goes to show you that you can't trust anything. You don't believe anything you hear and believe half of what you see. It's ordered chaos out there. 33 dead. Remember the vaping lung disease? What do you know? 33 dead. You know, stuff like that is very suspicious to me. Some pop news. Oh, vaping deaths. I remember that was, for a while, that was just a very popular thing. And then a month later, you go back in and check in on it. And what do you know? 33 deaths. Okay, that's very suspicious to me. Meningitis outbreak, 33 dead. Meningitis is a weird, spooky thing. It starts to relieve you when you start to see their numbers crop up everywhere. And how much of this stuff is just here to spook you. And to get your emotions going. Here was an animal-related one. Justice for 33 dead dogs trapped in a U-Haul vehicle. Animal torture absolutely does happen, but people will make up fake stories to get money from you, and they'll just scam you out of it. Trapped in the Closet, an opera by American R&B singer R. Kelly, which currently consists of 33 chapters. Well, I bet that R. Kelly will not make any more chapters after hitting 33. I think probably done, 2012. All right, that's it for this video. Enough rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed, and God bless everybody.